We are here today at the historic Myrtle Beach Colored School Museum and Education Center, and I am here with the lovely Cookie Goings. She is the primary tour guide. How are you?
I am well, and yourself?
I'm doing great. Such a pleasure to be here. I am just thrilled to learn about this museum. So tell us about this museum, how it originated. Just give us the scoop.
Well, first of all, let me say thank you for even thinking about us and for being here today. It is a very special place that opened on June 24th, 2006. But that grand opening, they came after 20 plus years of research and just working from the committee members. There were 9 committee members who were former students, and they served as a committee member who worked for over 20 years to have this building become a reality as a testament to, I think, their tenacity, their perseverance, but their willingness just to stick to it because they wanted a place, a standing and a lasting memorial that served as a space for us to gather.
So tell me about the museum. What are the aspects of this museum?
So as I shared with you, their initial purpose was to have a building, but it wasn't this building that came to mind. Their initial goal was to save their original school building, which sat kind of diagonally across the street from where this building is. So the historic Myrtle Beach, the actual color school itself, opened in 1932 and closed in 1953. So that was their original goal, was to save that building. But by the time their voices were heard and they got a seat at the table and they started doing the walkthroughs, the asbestos, the mold, it had just sat for so long and had been used as a warehouse that it was too far gone. So it was unsalvageable. And they did the next thing, best thing, which was to come, gather around the table again, and build this building, which is a replica, an exact replica of the original school that opened in 32 and closed in 1953.
Incredible. So what are the rooms featured in this museum?
Okay, so we're standing here in the space that is the classroom that's actually dedicated to the students. And not just the 9 committee members, but all of the students who entered that building from 1932 to 1953. There's a section that we call the journey, that actually is a timeline that begins in 1910, where prior to the school opening in 32, they were taught in the 2 churches, Mount Olive AME Church and Sandy Grove Baptist Church, because Jim Crow South, segregation, there were no schools for them. And so they were taught in the churches. So the timeline kind of is the journey from the time of being taught in the churches to the school opening, to Carver Training School opening in 1953, to some of those people who were the first students, some of their children being the first to integrate, like Myrtle Beach High School and the elementary school. There's another section that has artifacts from their time of growing up, where they had the lye soap and the hair dryers and stuff that kind of looks like astronauts hats. And, part of the history of having, cotton, knowing about cotton and some old textbooks. So this space, the actual classroom part of the museum, is dedicated to those students.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Cookie, for sharing with us on Living Local, and we're excited to see the rest of this beautiful museum.
And I'm looking forward to sharing with you.
We're here once again at the historic Myrtle Beach Colored School Museum and Education Center, and I'm here with the primary tour guide, Cookie Goings. Still hanging in there?
I'm hanging. This is wonderful. Thank you so much again for this opportunity.
It's been a pleasure, and it's been a beautiful experience just touring this facility and learning so much history. So we're in a different room today. Tell me about this space.
So I give you an official welcome to the Museum of African American History, where the curator is Mr. Doc Moore, who is facilities manager over at the Mary C. Cantu Recreation Center. So Doc started this many years ago with students after school and then as a part of a summer camp program, and he has maintained it. And so when it was housed over at the Recreation Center, every February he put it up and then take it down, put it up and take it down. So when this space was vacated, it was offered to Doc as a permanent site for all of this wonderful history, which kind of starts with talking about the African empires, and then obviously begins with the not so pretty or the ugly part of history, but yet it's history of the slave trade. Then we start talking about those leaders in African American culture who were so dominant, and so made such great contributions. Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, W.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King Jr. Just it comes all the way around to being current with President Obama. Then there's a section that is dedicated totally to some of the many inventions by African Americans. And I will tell you, one of the greatest experiences educationally that I've had has happened in the last 5 years that I've been here and actually providing tours for about 2.5 years. I did not know a lot of this history that's provided here. And so it is just a wealth of information, and just kind of be overwhelming at times, but to know that such huge contributions, things that we take for granted, the doorknob, the dustpan, the door stopper, just simple things, crutches, knee brace, so many wonderful things that we use every day, that all of us use every day, and that we kind of take for granted. Then there's a section that is dedicated to athletics and leadership. Another section on more localized history and culture, where we talk about Charlie's Place, that was a famous entertainment space where the likes of Billie Holiday, Little Richard, James Brown, Ella Fitzgerald came and stayed and or played there. And also where their motor court, Fitzgerald Motor Court, is listed in the original Green Book. In the original Green Book, yes.
Wow.
And so then there's another dedication to the 4 students who first integrated Myrtle Beach High School on January 29th, 1965, and then some more first kinds of information. So in this one space is probably a semester or 2 curriculum worth of information, and we're just excited to have you here today, and to have you inquire and just encourage others to please come.
This was beautiful. Thank you, Cookie, for sharing this experience with us on Living Local Carolina, and we hope that our viewers will take some time during Black History Month and beyond to experience this history.
We're here 12 months, and so we don't want to just narrow it to February, but the honor is ours to have you here and for you to share, so we're grateful, and thank you.